If Busta ever try to front on me, hit you with no delay, so what you saying, yo? Silly with that 9 milli, what the devil, yo? Yeah, I do his shit better than him. He better not play with me. I will and perform Busta Rhymes show. Cause look, man, if they try to say that if you ever thought that the Busta Rhymes was better than me, you crazy. You crazy, man. You just looking at this shit the wrong way.
I don't want to do it how he do it. I see the way I do it. I want to see the breath control everything. I want to see you do it. No, that's when you when I'm in the shower. I'm Busta Rhymes. That's not how I do it in the shower. Now, get you to know the answer what you say, yo. Sitting with the ice cream with the dinner, yo.
You think we having fun now? I'ma bust your ass. If you take that out, Playboy, you better get to work. Stop running your trap with me. You got that you need to do to prepare for that. Holla back, homie.
Busta Rhymes just made headlines, and not for a new track. According to multiple reports, he recently confronted 50 Cent face-to-face over a leaked private video that's now making waves behind the scenes. But instead of a quiet conversation, 50 met him with jokes, right in front of everyone. No backroom talk, no subtlety. Just pure, public trolling. But this isn't just a clash between rap legends. It's part of something bigger. 50 Cent's upcoming documentary is shaking the table, promising to expose some of the music industry's deepest and darkest secrets. And now, Busta Rhymes has found himself squarely in the crosshairs. And just when you thought things couldn't get more bizarre, Orlando Brown's name enters the mix. Yeah, that Orlando Brown. The situation is spiraling fast, and what started as behind-the-scenes tension is quickly turning into a front-page spectacle. As 50's documentary gears up for release, it's clear no one is off-limits, and the fallout may be just getting started.
We made love.
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
You just told me you see Busta in the airport too. Never from trying to act like he didn't know you. You smashed Drake?
No, I never smashed.
Oh, you made love to Drake.
And Cat Williams. What's his name?
Bro, you smashing a lot of people.
Things are officially getting messy. It wasn't that long ago that 50 Cent and Busta Rhymes were seen as tight. No beef, no tension, just mutual respect between two hip-hop icons. They shared stages, interviews, and laughs. But lately, that chill energy has disappeared, and the sudden shift has fans asking, what changed? Well, that answer may lie in 50's upcoming documentary, which is rumored to pull back the curtain on some of the music industry's most closely guarded secrets, including those tied to Diddy's inner circle. And word is, Busta Rhymes isn't just mentioned, he's featured. After backing Diddy publicly on live TV not long ago, Busta reportedly caught wind that he might be included in the doc, and not in a flattering way. That led to an alleged confrontation, where Busta pulled up on 50 face-to-face. But instead of tension in the shadows, 50 took it public, joking, brushing it off, and refusing to back down. So now fans are wondering, is Busta panicking over what's about to come out? For years, Busta's had slick things to say, subtle jabs, indirect shots, and positioned himself as untouchable. But now, with this documentary looming, he's the one under the microscope. Let's be honest, when it comes to sales, cultural impact, and staying power, 50's legacy is cemented. Get Rich or Die Tryin' sold over 13 million copies worldwide, becoming one of the most iconic hip-hop albums in history. Busta's numbers? Solid. His debut moved about 209,000 units in its first week, but it didn't touch 50's level of dominance. Still, 50 stayed quiet for years, even as Busta threw shade. But silence doesn't mean surrender, and with this documentary dropping soon, it looks like 50's been saving receipts.
Hey, yo, Fifth, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna give it up to you. The production on your show, incredible. Light show, incredible. The dances, incredible. The outfit changes, incredible. Significant improvement since the way you used to perform back in the day. Like, looking like you fanning a fart is a better performance than Busta Rhymes. You out your rabbit. Keep fanning the fart. Keep fanning the fart. Hey, yo, what you say, Split? F50, fan in the Ferrari. F50, break it down, fan it down.
But now it's clear 50 Cent's done playing nice. Whatever information he's uncovered about Busta Rhymes, it's not just old headlines or throwback rumors. It's something deeper, something that has Busta seriously on edge. For years, Busta's been bold with his words, loud with the energy. But now, 50's turning that spotlight around, digging into Busta's past and uncovering connections that even Busta didn't expect to resurface. And if you think this is just another chapter in rap rivalry, think again. This goes far beyond music. The pressure Busta's feeling right now? It's not about bars or record sales. It's about being isolated at the exact moment the industry's walls are closing in. Because here's the truth. Busta doesn't have a strong circle backing him. No crew standing firm. No big names speaking up. And in a business built on loyalty and alliances, that kind of silence speaks volumes. Now, with 50's documentary approaching and the narrative shifting fast, Busta's name is floating with no life raft in sight, and the countdown to exposure has already begun.
But all jokes aside, I'm not playing when it comes to respectfully competing. I will bust your for real, bro, and I'm gonna bust your at any given point in time you feel like you ready to revisit this, if you just so happen to choose to revisit this. The world hasn't seen you bow out gracefully from even entertaining this idea, so I'm not even going to continue to elaborate on that. But moving on, brother. I was asked if, as a New York MC, the opportunity presented itself for me to do a versus with you, would I take on the opportunity to do that? Of course, I'm going to accept that with grace, open arms, and welcome it in the most warm fashion I'm supposed to. Now, just for the record, brother, I don't even gotta do no competition with you with any record of mine prior to the day that you released your first single. I could just go to that one section of my catalog and deal with you accordingly and bust. That's it. That's it, man. Hey, man. Hey, man. That's how I can, folks. Come on now.
50 Cent's been paying close attention for a while now, and it shows. When you take a step back and really examine Busta Rhymes' history in the industry, the puzzle pieces start clicking into place. Over the years, Busta's name has come up in one fallout after another. Collaborations that fizzled. Friendships that soured. Bridge after bridge burned. And now that 50's documentary is digging into the past, a clearer picture is emerging, one that raises serious questions about who's been backing Busta and why. Because here's the thing, the few people still standing by him? Let's just say they aren't exactly known for clean reputations. And if 50 Cent's history tells us anything, it's this. He doesn't talk unless he's holding receipts. And right now, it looks like he's holding plenty. Rumors are already swirling that Busta has deeper connections to Diddy's inner circle than he's ever admitted. And with 50 teasing major revelations in the coming weeks, it's becoming harder for Busta to stay out of the storm. What makes it all more complicated? Just a short time ago, Busta was praising 50, giving him flowers and showing love publicly. But now, that goodwill looks more like damage control, or worse, a last-ditch attempt to stay out of the blast zone. Because if 50 is really about to expose what's behind the curtain, Busta might be the next one standing in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons.
Whoa. Tell him to change too big. Whoa. Tell him too big. He ain't got no friends. They're not telling him.
Something major has shifted between 50 Cent and Busta Rhymes, and it's no longer just friendly fire. These two once tossed harmless jabs back and forth, the kind you'd expect from two legends with big personalities and even bigger resumes. In fact, Busta even praised 50 in the past, giving him credit for his impact and staying power. But lately, things have taken a sharp turn. So what changed? According to sources, 50 Cent may have uncovered something serious, not just industry gossip, but something deeply personal, the kind of information that ends relationships permanently. And yes, all roads lead back to Diddy. This isn't just about past tension or clashing egos. This is about real receipts tied to Diddy's ongoing controversies and Busta's unexpected link to them. Allegedly, 50 is footage that places Busta front and center at events connected to Diddy, the kind of footage that could seriously damage reputations. And insiders say Busta knows it's coming, which may explain why he's suddenly reaching out behind the scenes, trying to stop it before it surfaces. Even more shocking, Busta's former bodyguard, Big Homie CC, is now speaking out. And what he's revealing could flip this story upside down. From private threats to explosive evidence, the situation is heating up fast, and 50's upcoming documentary may be the match that lights it all up.
In 1 week, worldwide, 840,000 tickets sold in 1 week. 840,000 tickets in 1 week. No, hold up. Hold up, stop. Sold 675,000 tickets before the first show in 4 days.
That's because I've been out of the country.
He was hitting me 3 days in a row. Like, he hit me the first day. No, hold on, he hit me the first day. Hey, yo, Bus, we sold 200. I've never been on a tour for 5 months. We did the first show July 21st. My last show was November 21st. He's still on that same tour.
Yeah, man.
He don't play with that work. Ever since he first came to Violator and the first Get Rich or Die Trying came out, he was the only one that would jump on a plane like the cab.
Right. Go get it.
That got no problem flying 20 hours somewhere and coming back home the next day. This is how he was from the beginning. So being on that tour and being able to do all of those antics every night, the way it was received was phenomenal.
Now, here's where things take a surprising turn. According to recent claims by Busta Rhymes' former security guard, known publicly as Big Homie CC, there may have been a pattern of behavior behind the scenes that fans never saw. CC alleges that Busta often attended exclusive private parties where the vibe was far from ordinary, and that certain VIP setups were designed with one purpose: to keep the environment charged and unpredictable. What's more, he says certain promoters would arrange entourages and guests to keep high-profile attendees entertained, and Busta's name, he claims, often came up in those conversations. Whether that's exaggerated or not, one thing is clear: this story is gaining traction quickly. Even more eyebrow-raising, CC says there's actual footage that may connect Busta and Diddy at events like this, surrounded by crowds that included individuals tied to Diddy's former circle, individuals now facing serious scrutiny in various investigations. And now, multiple men have stepped forward, publicly sharing claims that Busta may have crossed professional boundaries during those interactions, saying he consistently encouraged them to join in on high-energy parties and late-night gatherings, often with ties to scenes Diddy was known for. Nothing has been confirmed officially, and no charges have been filed, but the timing of these revelations, right before 50 Cent's documentary drops, has people wondering just how much footage, evidence, and testimony is about to come out.
They call them fun boys. They say we gotta have some fun boys in the section for Busta, cause you know I bodyguarded for Ghostface Killer before. You feel me? And being around him, you hear things. You feel me? I'm like, damn. And my auntie like the biggest Busta Rhymes fan. You feel me? Like every cookout she playing it, all his little fast rapping, all of that. Him and Craig Mack playing that, bro. On my soul. I'm out with a group of people. At this time, I was with Don Benjamin. You familiar with him?
No, never heard of him.
Model dude, like a model guy. He be doing like some rapping and stuff. His name Don Benjamin. I'm out with Don Benjamin. And the club we ended up going to, Busta Rhymes in there. So it was a little lawyer guy that was with us. And the little lawyer guy we was with, you know, he's a gay dude, super cool, feel me, good guy. Bro, Busta Rhymes wanted him in his section so bad. Like, what? Pulled him to the section, like through the rope, and tucked him off in the corner. So I'm looking like, well, he ain't come with us. Well, I know he was in the little group. So if I go out with somebody, like a group of people, I try to make sure everybody get there together and leave together. No, he stayed with them. He stayed in there with them, bro. For sure, bro. You ain't never heard about this before, have you? Bro, that's common knowledge, bro. Like, if you in the mix, bro, If you in the mix, like I've been in the mix, you know this.
How long has it been like this knowing about Busta Rhymes?
Well, I knew about this like in 2012. I knew about this in 2012.
How can we think nobody else speaks up on it or says anything?
Because, bro, these people admire these people so much. They want to make sure they in the section, they at the club, they at the video shoot, they can get backstage. That matters most to them. That matters so much to people. It's crazy. Like, but if you notice, like, there's countless videos of Busta Rhymes getting mad at females for just being girls. This girl touched him one time, he go crazy, throw a drink on her and everything. See what I'm saying? Like, what?
I'm walking, New York City, going to a club. It was Halloween weekend, everybody was out. And it was this party we was going to, me, my boy, and his friend that had came in from Detroit. Friend that had came in from Detroit. And I'm walking across the street and Busta Rhymes just grabbed my hand. And he holding my hand. Now, I ain't know it was Busta at first. Busta Rhymes tall. I'm sure I came up to about right here. So the first thing I noticed was this big flip mode chain that was blinding me. So I look at the chain and I look up, I'm like, oh, what's up, Busta? What's up? Now he holding my hand the whole time. I'm like, what's up, man? He like, what you doing? And I was like, oh, me and my people, we about to go to this club around the corner. What's up, man? And then I noticed throughout my peripheral vision, the side eye, this big bodyguard in black. Just standing there, looking around, looked at me, still looking around. Meanwhile, Busta still got my hand in his hand. And he says, I'm about to go in this club. We got a section. You can come in with me if you want. And I'm like, word, for real? Like, that's what's up. Like, he was like, yeah. I was like, well, I gotta, tell my people. I was like, I come in, you know what I'm saying? He was like, okay, just let me know, tell them that you coming in there to meet with me and come on up. And I was like, bet. So, of course, I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? Busta Rhymes is one of my favorite artists of all time. And back then, I was really on my rap-ish, trying to get on. And I mean, what better way to network? Busta just invited me up to a section. So I'm excited, but I still kept it cool. I ain't no groupie. So I walk away and I tell my dude, I was like, who that was? He was like, yeah, I know who it is.
Even Orlando Brown has now entered the conversation, making unexpected claims about his own past interactions with Busta Rhymes. According to Orlando, he shared what he called memorable experiences with the rapper, though he didn't go into much detail. Still, his sudden involvement is adding another layer of confusion and chaos to an already unraveling situation. What started as quiet industry whispers is now turning into a fast-moving media storm, and it's showing no signs of slowing down.
So my dad seemed like every bad one on me. And I was like, whatever. Whatever. But the babies matter now. And I'm like, not my kids, cause y'all tripping. We made love. We made love.
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
You just told me you see Busta in the airport too. That motherfucker tried to act like he didn't know you. You smashed Drake?
I never smashed.
Oh, you made love to Drake.
And Cat Williams. What's his name?
Bro, you smashing a lot of people.
What's his name? Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard, Usher. Usher's a gusher. And
why you not naming no hoes?
I'm telling you, bro, it's my dad's friends. My dad took his baddest friend.
50 Cent isn't one to act without a plan, and when it comes to Busta Rhymes, the writing might have been on the wall for a while now. Industry insiders say 50's had his eye on Busta for years. He always seemed to sense something off, but out of mutual respect, he kept things light, at least in public. Still, if you know anything about 50 Cent's history, you know this. He doesn't forget. He takes notes, stays quiet, and waits for the perfect moment to respond. Long before they ever shared a stage at the Humor and Harmony Comedy Fest, 50 had already begun sending subtle messages. From social media jabs to on-stage humor, he'd throw just enough shade to make people look twice. At one point, he even joked that Busta might show up wearing something as wild as that infamous yellow suit from the 1999 VMAs, a playful dig, but pointed nonetheless. Busta, never one to back down, responded with a bit of humor himself. He posted a now-viral, AI-generated image of 50 Cent with a completely different look, poking fun at him with a laugh, brushing it all off like friendly banter. But now, things feel different. That playful exchange seems more like the opening act to something much bigger. With 50 Cent now producing a tell-all Netflix documentary set to expose some of the music industry's darkest secrets, insiders say Busta Rhymes may be the next major figure caught in the spotlight. What once looked like harmless trolling might have been the start of something serious. And if Busta thought a few sharp replies would slow things down, it's looking like the opposite is true. 50 might just be warming up. Because if there's one thing 50 Cent has mastered over the years, it's timing. And right now, the countdown may be ticking down on Busta Rhymes.
Wild outfit, like that loud yellow suit he wore at the 1999 MTV VMAs. So what did 50 do? Busta clapped back, but with a twist. He dropped an AI-generated pic of 50 looking wild. Busta really posted a pic of 50 Cent with a bob cut and said,
At first, people assumed all of this was just entertainment, just another round of celebrity gossip and internet speculation. But they might want to rethink that. Because one of the biggest hints that Busta Rhymes may be more connected to Diddy's situation than fans realized didn't come from 50 Cent, it came from Busta himself. During a recent interaction, when Busta was asked directly about Diddy's ongoing legal troubles, his entire tone changed. The energy shifted. What started off casual suddenly turned tense, and instead of keeping distance from the issue, Busta went into full defense mode. Observers noted the quick pivot, saying it was a familiar pattern, one seen in others who are also facing questions about their own ties to Diddy. Whether intentional or not, his reaction only added fuel to growing speculation that he may know more than he's letting on. It's no longer just about who's talking, it's about who's suddenly gone quiet or defending too fast. And in this case, silence might be saying more than words ever could.
You have something huge coming up, which is a documentary about P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy.
Yeah.
Did he do it, right?
Yeah.
I know
He did it.
you've been heavy on social media talking about it.
He did it. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually.
Oh, you've been saying this for a long time now. And then no one was, they're just, why is he saying this? And now it's coming out like crazy. I mean,
but I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to those parties.
Yeah.
So a lot of the celebrity culture that you don't hear saying anything is because they participated.
Was there a reason you never went to those parties back in the day? Obviously, I know what's going on there, but is there a reason you never did?
I'm just not with all that freaky. Like all of the stuff that he's doing, I'm not into that type of stuff. I'm just a little more, maybe you could say basic or normal. You go to the 90s and Keefe D said he paid him to kill Tupac.
Yeah.
It's a little, like, you get the craziest accusations. You had TMZ created a docuseries, they went to Tubu, but the series is saying the downfall of Diddy.
You're one of the first persons in entertainment to really call out people and kind of have that authority in that, to be able to call people out. I mean, which is pretty amazing. You're kind of, in some ways, draining the swamp of Hollywood.
Yeah, I don't have a support system. I don't have a support system of a peer group of artists that I require to do what I'm doing. I've had to be on my own from the beginning. So I don't necessarily have a responsibility to behave a certain way, according to them. You know, and look, if I didn't have an award-winning director doing it, if I hadn't put the right people in place to produce it properly, I wouldn't understand why they would question or doubt